Sophie, I don't know how to tell you this, but I saw Jake on a dating app. The words hit me like a slap. I stared at my friend, Mia, half laughing, half confused. Jake, on a dating app? No way. There has to be another guy who just looks like him. Mia hesitated. I thought so too, but I checked twice. Same pictures, same name. His profile even says he's looking for something fun. My stomach twisted. Jake and I had been together for 2 years. We lived together, talked about the future. He wasn't that kind of guy. Or so I thought. That night, I couldn't shake the unease gnawing at me. I told myself Mia must have been mistaken, that it was impossible. But doubt is like a splinter, it digs in, festers, refuses to be ignored. I needed to see for myself. With shaking hands, I downloaded the app. My heart pounded as I set up a fake account, using a random name and a blurred profile picture. It took less than 5 minutes to get inside. I held my breath and typed his name into the search bar. Jake, there he was, active, updated, looking for something fun. I felt the blood drain from my face. This wasn't an old, forgotten profile. His pictures were recent, his bio carefully written. The same Jake who kissed me goodnight and told me he loved me was out here pretending to be single. I wanted to throw my phone across the room, to wake him up and scream in his face. But I didn't. I forced myself to think, if I confronted him now, he'd deny it. Say it was an old account, a joke, a misunderstanding. I needed proof. So instead of deleting the app, I did something else. I created a new profile. A fake one. A woman Jake wouldn't be able to resist. And then I swiped right. Now, I just had to wait. I sat on my bed, the glow of my phone illuminating my shaking hands. Every fiber of my being screamed at me to march into the living room, wake Jake up, and throw his phone in his face. But I didn't. Instead, I took a deep breath and did something much worse. I built her. Scrolling through random Instagram profiles, I found the perfect woman. Long wavy hair, piercing eyes, flirty smile. Someone who looked just Jake's type. I saved a few pictures, careful not to pick anything that seemed professional. Then I created a new profile. Name, Lily. Age 25. Bio, just looking for a little fun. I felt sick as I typed the words, but I had to make sure. Once the profile was ready, I scrolled back to him. Jake's smiling face stared back at me from the screen, his profile still active. I hesitated, my thumb hovering over the screen. One swipe, and I'd know the truth. I closed my eyes and did it. Right swipe. For a few minutes, nothing happened. My heart pounded so loudly I swore I could hear it echo in the room. Maybe he wouldn't see it. Maybe this was all some horrible misunderstanding. Then my screen lit up. It's a match. A cold shiver ran down my spine. Jake had swiped right on her. On Lily. On a woman who wasn't me. I wanted to scream, but I wasn't done yet. I took a deep breath and sent the first message. Lily, hey you. You look familiar, but I think I'd remember meeting someone like you. It took less than 5 minutes for him to respond. Jake, haha, I think I'd remember too. But maybe we should change that. My stomach flipped. My boyfriend, the man I shared a home with, the man who kissed me goodnight, was flirting with me. But he didn't know it was me. I tightened my grip on my phone, my fingers trembling. This wasn't just curiosity anymore. This was war. I stared at my phone, my heart pounding. Jake's message sat on the screen, waiting. So, Lily, tell me more about yourself. I swallowed the lump in my throat. This wasn't just casual flirting. He had taken the bait, and now he was reeling himself in, completely unaware of the trap he was walking into. I took a deep breath and typed back. What do you want to know? His response came fast. Too fast. Are you single? I clenched my jaw. This was it. This was where he had the chance to stop. To admit even jokingly that he had a girlfriend, that he was taken. Instead, yeah, me too. Been single for a while now. A sharp, cold wave crashed over me. Single. I gripped my phone tighter, my nails pressing into my palm. I had expected him to flirt, to maybe even hint at meeting up. But this This was a full-blown lie, and he wasn't done. He kept going, talking about how he had just gotten out of something messy, how his ex had been clingy, needy, and too much to handle. I felt like I had been punched in the stomach. His ex. He was talking about me. The rage simmered under my skin, but I forced myself to stay calm. This wasn't just about catching him anymore. This was about seeing how deep the deception ran. So I played along. Wow, she sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, Jake replied. She just never knew when to let things go. But I'm free now. I stared at the words, my vision blurring. Free now. Free to do what? Cheat? Lie. Pretend like our entire relationship had never even existed. I was gripping my phone so hard my fingers ached. And then he sent the final blow. We should meet up. Saturday night? My place. My stomach twisted. There it was. The invitation, the undeniable proof that he wasn't just playing games, he was ready to follow through. I had all the evidence I needed. I could screenshot everything, send it to Eam, blast it to our mutual friends, expose him in the most humiliating way possible. Or I could let him think he had one. I could say yes. I could meet him, face to, and let him see exactly who he'd been talking to all along. A slow, bitter smile crept onto my lips. Game on. I took a deep breath before typing my response. Sounds perfect. Saturday at 7. Let's meet at that little cafe on 5th Street first. I like to see a guy in person before going anywhere private. Jake's reply came almost instantly. Smart girl. See you there. Smart girl. Oh, he had no idea. I had planned everything down to the last detail. If he was expecting Lily, he was going to get me and a whole lot more. Saturday arrived, and I got to the cafe early. I chose a corner table, just out of sight from the entrance, where I could watch without being seen. My pulse pounded as I gripped my phone, waiting. Then, at exactly 6:59 p.m., he walked in. Jake strolled through the door, checking his phone, smoothing his hair, scanning the room for the beautiful stranger he thought he was meeting. I watched as anticipation turned to confusion. He checked his phone again, looked around, frowned. I took a slow breath, stood up, and stepped into his line of sight. The moment he saw me, his entire body went rigid. His eyes widened, his face drained of color. His lips parted, but no words came out. Hi, Jake, I said, keeping my voice calm. He blinked rapidly. His mouth opened and closed like a fish gasping for air. As Sophie, what are you doing here? I raised an eyebrow. Oh, I think you know. I pulled out my phone, scrolling through our very interesting conversation and holding it up for him to see. His own words, his lips stared back at him. Jake's face twisted. This isn't. Oh, but it is. I cut him off, my voice smooth. I set up a fake profile. You matched with me. You flirted with me. You told me you were single. I took a step closer. You planned to cheat on me. A few nearby tables had gone quiet. People were listening. Watching. Jake swallowed hard, his eyes darting around. Sophie, please. I was just messing around. It didn't mean anything. I let out a soft laugh. Oh, it meant something. And now you get to deal with the consequences. I turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and don't bother texting me. We're done. Then I walked out, leaving him standing there, humiliated, alone, and exposed. Jake's mouth opened and closed, his hands twitching like he wanted to grab me, stop me, fix this. But there was nothing left to fix. Sophie, wait, let's just talk, he pleaded, his voice strained. I turned back, tilting my head. Talk. Like how you talked to Lily. Oh wait, that was me. I flashed my phone screen one last time, watching his face twist in shame. A few customers at the cafe were whispering now, sneaking glances at him. One woman at a nearby table shook her head, muttering, pathetic. Jake noticed. His panic grew. Sophie, it wasn't serious. I wasn't actually going to. Oh, spare me. I rolled my eyes. You weren't going to cheat? You literally invited another woman to your place. How dumb do you think I am? His jaw clenched. It was just a stupid mistake. I laughed. Yeah, and leaving you is the smartest decision I've ever made. Then I turned, pulling my wallet from my purse. I plucked out a $1 bill and dropped it on the table. Enjoy covering the check, I said sweetly. Maybe Lily can help. The barista at the counter stifled a laugh. A couple at the next table smirked. Jake sat there, humiliated, red-faced, unable to move, and I walked out, my head high, my steps light. The second I got home, I took out my phone. Jake had already sent 3 texts. Jake. Sophie, please, just hear me out. Jake. I messed up, okay? Don't throw this away over one mistake. Jake, we need to talk. I took a deep breath, exhaled slowly, then did exactly what I should have done from the start. Block. Then I opened the dating app and did one final thing. Delete. A small thrill ran through me as the screen went blank. I wasn't sad. I wasn't heartbroken. I wasn't drowning in regret. I was free. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled.